Okay, so hey there guys. So today's video is going to be the makeup mess tag video. I saw the Fancy Face do this video yesterday and I was like, oh my god, that'd be such a fun video to film. If my lips are a little bit crumbly, I'm sorry. I've been wearing a ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip like all day, and if I reapply anymore, I feel like it's going to be super drying. So yeah, I'm supposed to leave soon, honestly, and go meet one of my high school friends. I haven't really ever hung out with her outside of high school, but I did reconnect with her last year. She cut my hair and at Ulta, and I did have her number for like haircut appointments and stuff, but I actually never went back to her to get my haircut. I've actually only gotten like one more haircut since then from my barber at my current hair salon that I've been going to since I was a baby. And my mom paid for the haircut. Like Ulta was like half price, so that's why I went there once because I paid for it. But we've kind of stayed in touch. We never like said, "Hey, let's hang out." But I like posted a status about like, people never want to hang out with anymore and stuff like that. And she hit me up like a day or two later saying, "Hey, if you ever want to hang out, let me know." She was like, I never have anybody to hang out with either. So we're finally getting together tonight. That reminds me, I have to pack this because in my purse because I'm actually giving this to her. I said in my last haul video that I picked this up for her, the Stila Glitter in Bohème. So anyway, let's get into the video. So this video was created by Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, but I did see it from the Fancy Face because I don't really watch all of Spooky Lips' videos, but I have been watching her more currently, and I love her videos. I'm like kind of having like a grunge vibe makeup look today too, and she always does like a super bold lip. So I think I'm kind of like channeling her a little bit today, but I didn't even plan that today. I just wanted to wear my Lady in the Tramp shirt with a flannel. So let's jump into it. If you guys want to check out her video, I'll leave it linked below, or I'll just, I'm obviously giving her credit. But I saw the Fancy Faces video yesterday and I was like, oh my god, it'd be such a fun video to film. So let's get on to the first question. So the first question is, how often do you wash your makeup brushes slash sponges? For sponges, I wash them daily, every single day, because I do use a makeup sponge to apply my foundation and concealer on an everyday basis. I never use a brush to apply my foundation, so I have to wash it on a daily basis. Honestly, I think it's disgusting if you don't wash your beauty sponge at least once a day. Do you know how many people don't know that? As far as like my eyeshadow brushes and my other face brushes, I'm pretty bad about washing them very often. I pretty much only wash them once a month. I probably should change that to once every 2 weeks. So I'm going to step up more on that. It's just like I find that I run out of my cleanser like so quickly because I use it to clean my beauty sponge every day. And once my beauty sponge like gets janky or something, or it's like time to get rid of it, I'll get rid of it and I'll replace it. So I'll never like use an expired sponge for that long. So as long as my makeup sponge is clean, like I do spot clean my brushes if I need to. Like I use the Sephora spray to spot clean them, and I also have a color switch, so I do use my color switch as well. If I'm like dipping into other eyeshadows or using different brushes, I will clean my eyeshadows off in a color switch. Like I'll spray them first, apply the eyeshadow, and then I will clean it off in the color switch before I'm done, just to clean off some of the excess. But I do spray them every single time before I apply my eyeshadow. As far as my face brushes, I don't always do that. I find that it makes it like too wet to apply the products, but I should wash my brushes more often. Okay, number 2, how do you organize your makeup collection? Honestly, I kind of hate my makeup storage right now because I'm just going to answer this question and then I'm going to leave. Actually, I have to leave now, so I guess I'm going to record this video later. So I have to record it when I get home. Okay guys, so I'm back and I'm going to record the rest of the video. I'm a little bit tipsy, so don't mind me, and I'm also like sleep delirious because I didn't get sleep last night. So bear with me, but honestly, I don't care. It's not like I'm sponsored or get PR or anything, so it's not like I really like am offending anybody or any brands or stuff like that. I'm just talking about my own makeup collection, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. So anyway, I was on question number 2. How do you organize your makeup collection? Like I said, I pretty much hate my makeup storage right now. I wish I had a set of Alex drawers that I could put my makeup in, but I don't, and I don't have a vanity either. I pretty much have like a cart that I put my makeup on in my bathroom. And before, like, my makeup was just on my counter, but like since my makeup collection grew, my sister told me that I should start storing it like on the cart, and it made like a lot more sense that I put it there. And now I have like 2 big bins that I store my makeup in. Like there's one bin full of my eyeshadow palettes, like just my eyeshadow palettes because I have so many. And then on the bottom are all my blushes and highlights. And then like on the outside are all my blush and highlight palettes. So those are literally the 2 levels on my cart that I have in my bathroom. And then I have on my bathroom counter, I have 2 units for 3 sets of drawers for my lipsticks. So I have like 6 drawers full of lipsticks. There's one drawer that's full of ColourPop eyeshadows and like single shadows, but the rest of the drawers are filled with lipsticks, like liquid lipsticks and regular lipsticks, like my Lippie Sticks from ColourPop. And then on the top of them, like sitting on the top, are like about 4 lipstick dividers for all my regular lipsticks, like MAC, ColourPop, etc. And then on the side of that, I have the like another makeup storage holder for all my pressed powders, all my foundations, and all my concealers, eyeliners, and mascaras. And it's just kind of getting like out of hand that I really need like a set of drawers to store everything in because it's starting to get really annoying. My boyfriend's just asking me who I like went out with. And I was like, I went out with my girlfriend from high school, meaning like one of my girlfriends, not like a ex-girlfriend, like just one of my girlfriends. So anyway, yeah, I hate it. I wish that I had like proper storage, but like it gets so messy that it's like my highlights and blushes will just be like all over the place. Like my highlight and blush storage is the worst because like it's so hard to um it's so hard to like get out things that like aren't stored on top, because I have like so many highlights and blushes like lined up on the bottom, and then on the top I have more highlights and blushes, and I end up using like those the majority of the time because I hate like digging out the rest of my eyeshadows and stuff. I mean, highlights and blushes and stuff, so it's just annoying. Like I don't like it, and then I have to like reorganize it every few days or it becomes like a mess. Okay, question number 3. Do you put your makeup products away after you are done using them or leave them out for tomorrow? Just one more thing about the second question. If you guys want to check out my makeup collection or storage, just go check out my makeup or collection videos. Mostly all my units that I have are from the Container Store. I don't really buy anything else anywhere else because they tend to be the cheapest. Like their units are usually $10 to $15, so they're not too expensive for me anyway. I don't know like if other people find their stuff expensive. So yeah, number 3, I put everything away except for when I'm filming, which is not very often. Like if I film a favorites video and I have to go somewhere after, or if I film like a get ready with me, because those are mostly the videos that I film in my room that I'm required to have makeup in my room. Other than that, like, you know, like filming a video like this, like I won't have to put anything away. And my makeup's not like sitting in front of me like other YouTubers like that film like on their vanities and stuff. Like I film at my desk. Like my desk is where I film. Like I only have like eyeshadow palettes and stuff that are stored on my bookcase, like just one shelf of like my favorite brands or like my favorite palettes. But in my bathroom, like if I'm filming that day, I will bring everything into my desk, into on my desk, like in my room, into my desk. I'll bring everything into my room and put it on my desk. And if I have to go to work or if I have to go to my boyfriend's house, I'll just leave everything on my desk and I will put it away like the night of. Or if I'm like really tired or just really lazy, I'll leave it out till the next day, but I won't leave it out any longer than like a day. Because sometimes my mom comes in my room and like cleans my room and she like is like, what the fuck is all this makeup doing here? And then she'll like, throw it around or just like, scream at me and be like, why is this makeup sitting here? So other than that, I'm pretty good about not leaving my makeup out. So because I do my makeup in the bathroom anyway, I don't do my makeup in my room unless I'm filming. So I have to put my makeup back regardless of where it is. Only if I'm like in a really big hurry, I'll leave like one item out, but that's only if I forget to put it back. Like if I put in, like I put all my eyeshadow palettes or like my other makeup items on my bathroom counter when I'm using them. Sometimes I'll put them on the bathroom stool, like my eyeshadow palettes when I'm done using them and I'm like moving on to like my foundation and stuff. But other than that, like I'll just forget to put like an eyeshadow palette away and it'll be sitting on the stool and I'll just like put it away when I get home. But other than that, I always put away my makeup after I use it, except for when I'm filming. I leave it out on my desk for like a day. Or if I have time to clean it up afterwards, I'll clean it up right away because it's like I don't like leaving it out. And I'll put it away so I won't have to put it away when I'm going to bed because it's like a pain in the ass and it's like 10 more minutes and I'm not in bed. So like why not spend as much time in bed as possible? Okay, number 4, loose or pressed powders. For me, pressed powders, because I have dry skin, I only use loose setting powders underneath my eyes. I don't tend to use pressed powders underneath my eyes, but I find that my eyes crease a lot lately. I don't know if it's because of my makeup sponge or because of the concealers or because of my powders. Like, I never know what the cause is of anything in my makeup, like what's causing me to break out, what's causing me to crease under my eyes. Like, I never know the difference. But for me, I use loose setting powder to set my eyes and to set my under eyes. For my face, I use pressed powders because I have dry skin. I don't really love the look of pressed powder, loose powders all over my face. I find that my face just looks a little bit too dry. I was using the No Filter setting powder from ColourPop for a while all over my face just to test it out. But after that, I don't really use loose powders all over my. I love how I keep on saying pressed powders when that's what I use. I use the NYX HD powder today. I usually use that when I wear like a pretty full coverage foundation. The Maybelline Fit Me powder has been like my go-to powder lately. I use that with like everything, with like light makeup or full coverage makeup. It's such a great powder. And then the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Press Powder, I use that on like my lighter makeup days. It's such a natural powder. The ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder I use to set my eyeshadow or set my primer because it just looks so good on the eyes. Under the eyes, it's good. I don't think it's really helping too much. Usually what I would use was the e.l.f. HD Setting Powder. But since I have the ColourPop one, I just use that. So, because I haven't repurchased the e.l.f. powder in a while, but I probably should. But ever since I stopped using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, because I used to be my favorite, but I didn't want to spend the money every time I would replace it. But I would only replace it like once a year because that stuff lasts like such a long time. But that's all I use underneath my eyes now. Number 5, do you ever fall asleep without taking your makeup off? No, never. I used to when I was like in high school or college or when I would get like really drunk. But the past few years at least, no, never. There was one time, I think, like a few years ago, that I did a little bit of makeup before I went to sleep because that's how obsessed I was with makeup. For some reason, I put like mascara on and a little bit of blush and highlight and lipstick and I went to sleep in it. So weird, right? Like, I think I did that once. Not gonna lie. But usually 99% of the time I won't fall asleep with makeup on, only if I like would wear mascara that day. But other than that, I always wipe it off, because I'm not here to sleep in this because it's so uncomfortable to sleep in. And I was watching The Fancy Face and she's like, I don't want all that shit on my pillow. Like, it's so gross, like, that it all transfers and it's, like, so much bacteria and stuff. And it's like, yeah, like, you want to take it off. So I always wash it off because It's a part of my skincare routine anyway because I use an oil to take my makeup off and then I wash my face. So I have to take off my makeup to wash my face. So I take it off every night. What makeup rules do you like to break? Again, for this one, I'm going to refer to the Fancy Face because she said there basically are no rules in makeup, and that's true. I really don't break any rules. The only thing that I would say that I don't really like follow is that I don't contour and bronze every day. I bronze, and that's it. I've never bronzed and contoured together. I always thought it was so weird to do that. And everybody does it, but for some reason I don't. And I don't fill in my brows. I just set it with brow gel. I barely fill in my brows anymore because I hate doing my brows. And that like is segueing into one of the questions after this. But there really are no rules in makeup, and there really are no rules to break, honestly. So I don't know why that they put this question. Some people, it annoys me when people like put blush like all over their face. Like they use it like as a bronzer. I'm just like, but then your face is like gonna be bronzed with pink blush. I just think that's weird to me because I was reading like this answer that this girl left on the questions that I'm reading, and she said I've been getting more daring with blush placement. I'll leave who left these questions. Cosmetically-inclined.blogspot.com. She said, I feel that for me, I've been getting a bit more daring with blush placement. I'm not afraid to sweep it up higher towards my cheekbones. I kind of do that too. But other than that, I pretty much follow like my own makeup routine. If you want to use bronzer as eyeshadow and highlight as eyeshadow, sometimes I do that if I like travel. But other than that, like if I have my makeup, I'm going to use it like the way I want to. Like I use eyeshadow as eyeshadow. I used to use certain eyeshadows as highlighters, so I guess that was the only other thing I really broke. But other than that, no, I don't really use like other products unless they're like what they're used to be like intended for. Like I don't use lip liners as eyeliners. I don't use eyeliners as lip liners. Like I don't really do that. I just think it's weird to me. So, but yeah, other than that, I don't really like break makeup rules because there really are no makeup rules. Okay, number 7, will you use a product even if it's cracked or broken? Yes, I will, but I do find that the performance suffers if it is cracked. I do end up cracking a lot of stuff lately. Also, it's just, again, because of the way my makeup is stored. I find when I repress my products, I feel like they don't really perform the same because of the high alcohol content in them now. When I repressed my Becca Champagne Pop, I felt like it didn't really perform the same. So I just used the one out of the Becca Champagne Pop face palette that she released like a couple years ago because that one's completely new and fine. But I find that they don't really perform the same, but I can't store them the same. But when I have been using my Jouer Skinny Dip highlighter, I find that it doesn't really perform as well as it used to when it wasn't shattered. So it does suck when I shatter makeup, but yes, I do still use it. I just find it doesn't perform the same. That's the only thing like that makes me like more hesitant to use it. But other than that, yeah, of course I'm going to use it. But if like I have the option to return it to Sephora, I will and get a new one because they do let you do that. So like I broke like a couple of the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadows. I broke a couple of the Becca highlighters. And I would come back and just replace them there because they would just let you return it and get a new one. So, which is a great policy, honestly. Number 8, do you wait to pan a product completely before you replace it? I'm not really that type of person that replaces, like, has to have 10 million backups of a certain product. The only time that I replace a product when I pan it is a liquid foundation or concealer. I only really replace my liquids, because you obviously end up going through those a lot faster than powder products. I don't know if like people go through eyeshadow palettes or single shadows a lot faster than liquid foundations or concealers. If I really love the concealer, I will go out and repurchase it. Like if it's a drugstore concealer, of course I'm going to go out and repurchase it because it's like $5. Like it's not breaking my bank. The only like concealer that I have more than like a couple shades in is the ColourPop No Filter concealer. I did repurchase that because I wanted the new shades and also because that's one of my favorite concealers. I did just replace my Lancome Teen Idol foundation. I hauled that like a week ago. But I will replace foundations because either if they're expired or if they're down to the bottom. But like I'm not going to go and buy a million backups of something. Like I'm just going to use the one that I purchased. But and like eyeliners and mascaras, I don't really repurchase too many eyeliners and mascaras anymore. I only use Costa Rica every day for eyeliner anyway, and for mascara, I love the new Lancome one and the NARS one, so I've been using like the samples of those. So like I'm not going to go out and like buy a new blush when I know I'm never going to use it up. Same thing with the highlighter. The only time I bought a highlighter backup was when Prosecco Pop wasn't permanent, but it was mostly because of the Amaretto blush. If I had to ever declutter the Jaclyn Hill face palette, I love the Amaretto blush that's in there, and that's the only products from that face palette that they didn't make permanent or they didn't put in those split pans. So I purchased the split pan of Prosecco Pop and Amaretto, and I still haven't busted it open yet, but it's still sitting in my bathroom. And that's the only time I like went out to really purchase something that was a backup because it was limited edition. And then of course they released the face palette like a year later. But yeah, I don't really do that. I don't buy like a million backups of something. It's just there's no point. I don't use up makeup fast enough to do that. Number 9, how do you feel about sharing makeup? It doesn't really bother me at all. If it's like my sister, I'm going to let her borrow whatever she wants. She's my sister. I'm going to let her use it. I just say spray your brush with the spot cleaner that I have and go for it. When she was here experimenting with my makeup for stage, I just said just spray your brush with my Sephora cleaner before you dip into it. And then I was like, feel free to use whatever you want. I was like, just clean your brush. For my best friend, like we use everything, we share everything. I think I borrowed like her eye primer and like her eyeliner, I think, and her setting spray. Obviously, like that doesn't touch your face, so what's the difference if you borrow somebody's or not? But I let my sister pretty much borrow everything that when she's here. If you guys watch my Get Ready With Me with my best friends, you'll guys see that we did swap some makeup products, but it doesn't really bother me. Um, if more friends were into makeup like me, I would let them use whatever they want from their collection if they were ever able to come over. My mom is very picky on who comes over my house, or her house, so like that doesn't really happen. So I don't really share makeup with anybody. But if people wanted to, I'd be like, yeah, go for it. Just don't use your fingers, use a makeup brush. So other than that, it doesn't really bother me. I have given like eyeshadow palettes to my sister and eyeshadow palettes to like some of my friends. Like I've given my best friend like a couple of eyeshadow palettes that I don't use anymore. And I tried to give a couple of eyeshadow palettes to my sister, but then she said that she would never use them, so she gave them back to me. I'm like, great, I still can't get rid of them. And but you know, if my sister wants to use anything, she can use whatever she wants. She's my sister. And like in college when I had like select things, like I would like do like my best friend's makeup sometimes and like do her hair. And I think I would just use everything that was mine. 'Cause like I felt like I didn't really know much about like, you know, that kind of stuff back then. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. Number 10, how do you feel about buying or trading used makeup? I'm not really into it. Like, I wouldn't buy used makeup myself, but I have always thought about selling my makeup. But then I'm just like, I don't know if anyone's gonna buy it. It's not more so that people won't buy it. I just feel like people can find the same things at Marshall's that I want to sell for like the same price or even like why would they buy something used from me when they can get it from Marshall's for like $12 and it's like something that's new. So it's like I'm not going to force them to buy like an eyeshadow palette that they can get brand new at Marshall's instead of like getting it from me and it's used. So I will never buy used makeup myself. I've never like taken used makeup from my friends. The only time I use used makeup is from my best friend, and we're like, she's trying out an eyeshadow palette, and so am I at the same time. Like, I'll borrow like a shade to go over like my lid or like an inner corner highlight to make it like a little bit brighter. But other than that, no, I don't do that. Number 11, how often do you declutter makeup? Okay, so this is a big one. I don't know why this is called a makeup mess. I thought it would be like, how sanitary are you about makeup? Like, how often do you wash your brushes, etc. But, it's cute to, these questions are cute. They're like 15 questions. How often do I declutter makeup? I try to declutter makeup every 3 to 4 months. I probably should do it more often because I have so much makeup, but it's like so hard to let go of things sometimes. It's very hard for me to declutter things. Um, when it comes to makeup or like clothing, I can't declutter eyeshadow palettes. That's like the one thing I really can't do. If it's gonna go in the garbage, I feel like it's such a waste. That's why I try to give it to like my sister or like my friends, because then at least like they're using it. Because then I feel like, at least somebody else is using it rather than it going in the garbage. The only eyeshadows I really will declutter are my ColourPop single shadows because those shadows don't last forever. You have to declutter them. I'll declutter a majority of my ColourPop products because they're so cheap that it's like I don't feel like it's like a complete waste of money. Like the liquid lipsticks, like I'm wearing one of the Ultra Mattes right now, and this one's so drying, honestly. I think I need to really replace it. I got this one. This is ColourPop's Ultra Matte Lip and Tulle when they first came out with their Ultra Mattes. So that was like 2 or 3 years ago. So it's like it's time for a new one, Caitlin. But that's the thing. That's my problem. But I don't have any problems with decluttering liquid lipsticks or lipsticks in general because then I can make room for new ones. For some reason, lipsticks are really easy for me to declutter. Blushes and highlights, like I will never get rid of a highlighter. Like eyeshadows and highlights, I cannot get rid of. I can get rid of eyeliners, mascaras, foundations I'll mostly use up, so I'll never really declutter them because I'll use them up anyway. And then concealers, I'll only like declutter them if they're like super expired or if they're empty because it's easy for me to use up a concealer as well. But I will declutter like my ColourPop eyeshadows, my ColourPop blushes, highlights, and my like Ultra Mattes because they're like super old and they don't last. But eyeshadow lipsticks are like the big thing that isn't hard for me to get rid of. But I need to start doing declutters more. Number 12, do you use your fingers to apply makeup? Yes, I do. I don't apply my foundation with my fingers, but I'll do my eyeshadow primer with my fingers, obviously, and then I will always do my lid shade with my fingers now, and I'll put my glitter primer on my lid with my fingers. I have no problem with doing that, because I find that the eyeshadow is the most pigmented on my lid if I use my finger. I don't use a brush anymore for my lid shade. Then I will rub my hands together for my primer and apply my primer to my face. Other than that, I really don't use my fingers unless I'm using like a ColourPop highlighter, then I will press it in with my fingers. Like, like On the Cusp by Kathleen Lights or like those kind of, that kind of formula from ColourPop. But other than that, everything else will be with a brush. Like my foundation I apply with a beauty sponge, and my concealer, bronzer, blush, and highlight is always with a brush. And then my eyeshadows I just blend with like two brushes, and then my lipstick obviously I apply with like the applicator that it has. Number 13, what products, if any, do you hoard in your purse, bag, backpack, etc.? So I have a backpack for school, and I obviously have a purse for work, or like when I'm going to my boyfriend's house, I'm not going to shove my fucking backpack around. I don't ever bring anything else with me out of the house. Like, I don't even bring this many products with me anymore. I'm always 99% of the time going to bring my lip product. Unless, like, I know it's going to come off, like, by the time I, like, kiss my boyfriend or something. I sometimes won't bring it with me. But 99% of the time, I always bring my lipstick. because I'm going to reapply it at some point. So I always leave the house with my lipstick and the lip liner that I'm wearing. That's basically it. So those just like accumulate in my bag from like the end of the week in my backpack because I'm just too lazy to put it back, and I won't put it back until I actually have the time, which would be like tonight. But those would be the only things that'll like accumulate in my backpack. The only other products that I'll ever leave the house with is a concealer, like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer is usually the one I always leave the house with. I don't even bring concealer with me anymore because I don't even care, honestly. Unless I'm wearing a red lipstick, then I will always bring concealer with me because red lipstick is always the one that tends to bleed the most. And the only other thing that I'll ever leave the house with me is an eyeliner. Like, if I wear like a black eyeliner that I know it doesn't last too long on my waterline, I'll bring it with me. Those are the only 3 products I'll ever leave without leaving my house. I don't ever bring anything else with me. I don't bring powders. I don't bring mascara. There's no point to that. Just eyeliner, uh, lipstick, and what was the third thing? Concealer. Concealer, I find if you just leave the house with a concealer, you're good. Like that's the only thing you ever really need when you leave the house. But yeah, I just don't really hoard anything besides lipsticks because they just end up accumulating in my bag and I have to put them back in the bathroom eventually. It just depends on when I'm not being lazy. I don't even bring I don't bring deodorant with me. This girl says she brings deodorant. Nope, don't do that. I don't even bring lip balm. The only time I put lip balm on is when I'm going to sleep. I'm 99% of the time when I'm leaving my house, I'm wearing a lipstick already, so I'm not going to bring a lip balm when I'm like constantly reapplying my lipstick. Number 14, what is your least favorite step in your makeup routine? Um, One is when I don't feel like putting it on, but I put it on every single day. But it doesn't make the experience very pleasant when I'm super exhausted. But once I start doing it, then I'm like, okay, like I'm enjoying it. But about halfway through my makeup routine, I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to get out the door. So there is that impatientness to the whole process sometimes that's like a little bit annoying. But my least favorite thing to apply was top eyeliner. Literally was so bad at it. Sometimes even eyeshadow, because sometimes eyeshadow, I mean, eyeshadow is my favorite thing in the universe. Like, I love it. But when it's not blending properly, it's like, or when your lid shade transfers to your crease, it's just like you don't feel like doing it. And it's just like kind of like a pain in the ass. I'm also not a huge fan of bronzer. Sometimes I don't even feel like putting on foundation, but like if I wear a full face of makeup, I obviously wear foundation. But foundation's like not an essential product to me. Also, bronzer, I'm not like a hardcore bronzer person. I put it on only to add a little bit of color, but I never even used to wear it until like a couple of years ago, and I mostly would contour, and now all I do is bronze because I'm just too lazy to contour. But sometimes contouring is kind of a pain in the ass because I feel like I'm not that good at it. I feel like people like dislike the things that they're not that good at in makeup. And then also lipstick is kind of annoying sometimes because, I mean, I love applying all these things, but doing my brows, doing my bronzer, doing my top eyeliner, and doing my lipstick is probably the 4 most annoying things in my makeup routine. My eyebrows, again, I just brush them through with a spoolie and put eyebrow gel on. I'm so low maintenance when it comes to my brows. And then for my lips, the only thing that really annoys me about my lips is that if I'm spending like 10 minutes trying to perfect the outer edges, like if there's something that's like a little bit over, or if like a little bit ends up here and like I have to put concealer on to go over it again, that is a pain in the ass to me, especially when I wear like a bold lip like this or like a red lipstick. It takes like 20 minutes to perfect it, and I'm just like, I'm over this. I want to get out the door and leave. It's such a pain in the ass, but like you're gonna look like a crazy person or like a clown when like your red lipstick is up here or like stains up here. Like obviously you have to fix it. So that's really it. Everything else like doesn't really bother me. It's not like it's not like I have least favorite steps. It's just things that I know, like, that could have the potential of going wrong is what annoys me. Like, that's why I stopped putting on black eyeliner on my on my lid, because I was so bad at it. So that's why I just put eyeliner on my waterline, because it's so much easier. And then the last question, and then I literally want to rip off my makeup because I've had it on since like 10 this morning and I'm so fucking exhausted. I didn't sleep last night, so hopefully I'll sleep tonight because I had a couple drinks. So, number 15, what is your worst makeup memory? Okay, in high school, I didn't really wear foundation or really that much makeup until high school. I never wore foundation though. I always wore like a BB cream. I don't really have like too many like bad memories about makeup in high school. The only thing was that my mom wouldn't really allow us to wear eyeliner or mascara. My first mascara, I'm pretty sure this was basically a lot of people's first mascaras, was the Maybelline Great Lash. I would have to hide it from my mom constantly, and she would constantly go in my bathroom and find it. But I would only wear mascara or only wear eyeliner, and those were like the two things that she hated me wearing, and now she doesn't give a fuck, obviously. But that was annoying. Another one was, so one Halloween, like a couple of years ago, me and my boyfriend went to the Way Station because that's like the Doctor Who bar. And me and like a couple of my friends like have been dying to go together to dress up as characters from Doctor Who because that's like our favorite show. I know we're weird. And I dressed up as the TARDIS and I was wearing like a relatively new foundation from Urban Decay. It was the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. And that foundation has such serious flashback. Like the shade was good for me, but literally in every single photo, it was like my face was white. And my body was actually darker than my face. So literally everyone made fun of me in the Facebook comments of the photos saying that Kaylin's real costume was a ghost. And I was just like, you guys suck. Because I really like that foundation, but I don't, ever since that whole thing, I don't wear it to occasions that have photos or flash photography anymore. I will just wear my Lancome foundation because I love that one. But that Urban Decay one has too much flashback. So that's kind of annoying. And then the other, anytime, like on a daily basis, a horrible makeup memory is no one tells you have like a smudge for your lipstick, like here or here. It's always horrible. Or when like your mascara or eyeliner transfers under your eyes, horrible. Or like you miss a spot that you forgot to blend, but nobody notices that but you. Just stuff like that. And then one more thing. So I went to because I don't like now, not really that many people have like made fun of me about makeup, especially like the past couple of years. Like I find that no one really says anything. I went to one of my like friend like so my boyfriend was hanging out with his friends one day and I wasn't supposed to go because I didn't have a car. And like my boyfriend just wanted to go hang out with them, which is totally fine. Like I wanted him to go hang out with his friends by himself because like he doesn't really get to see them that often and we're always like hanging out, like just me and him. So like my friend picked me up and brought me to where we were hanging out because he wanted to surprise him with me. Like I said to him, is it okay if we like surprise him? Can you pick me up? Because I don't think I had a car at the time. So he picked me up. And then he drove us back to his house, like to my boyfriend's house. And then he drove me back to my house. Like it was so sweet. And my friend was like dating like this new girl at the time. So I like showed up, surprised my boyfriend, and I was wearing like, I'm pretty sure this was the occasion. If not, it was just when like we hung out at my boyfriend's best friend's house and it was like a different time and I was wearing like my Hot Topic Galaxy skirt and like a black tank and like a black sweater and I was wearing like, you know, spacey kind of makeup, like purple and blue eyeshadow and like a purple lipstick. And they asked me, like my friend and his girlfriend, which they're still dating now, they were like, "Oh, is that how you do your makeup now?" And they kind of like giggled at each other. And I was just like, "Yeah, I like it." Like, of course, I wasn't really gonna say much. I was just like, "Yeah, I like it. I think it's fun." 'Cause like when I wear makeup, it's like I'm gonna wear makeup when I go out with my friends. Like, when else am I really gonna wear it that often? Or I'm gonna wear it to class or I'm gonna wear it to work. 'Cause like I don't really have friends that wear makeup like me. And I was watching this video from Thrifty Beauty. Her channel is awesome. You should go subscribe to her. And the video is called Get Ready With Me. Chit Chat, Get Ready With Me. Makeup doesn't really fit into my current lifestyle. And she was saying in the video that she doesn't really have time to apply makeup that often. And she said like her coworkers like don't really wear makeup. And she was like, it would be so weird at work for me to ask my coworkers, "Oh, have you guys heard about the new Too Faced release? Are you gonna get it?" And like, for me, I wish I had a friend like that wore a lot of makeup. But um, the girl that I hung out with tonight, she actually does wear a lot of like, she is interested in makeup, and she actually does bring like a ton of makeup with her, like uh outside. Like, she has like this big bag that she has like this makeup bag inside that she actually has a lot more makeup products than I do. In it, like me, I just do my makeup and that's it. Like, I don't leave the house with more than just like those three things. Oh, in the summertime, like in the wintertime, I won't do this, but in the summertime, if it's like a really hot day, I will bring setting spray. But that's only because like I'll sweat and I want to cool my face off, so I'll just spray it. And it's like, it's not even like really to keep my makeup on anymore, because like I'll be so lazy when I go to the city sometimes, and I'll like look in the mirror and I'll think that my makeup looks really good, and then I'll come home and my makeup looks so bad. But like I'll be drunk, or there'll be like horrible lighting in the bar that it's like, "Oh, my makeup looks so good," and then I'll come home and I'm like, "Oh my God, Caitlin, like your lipstick is like here and your foundation's like wearing off." But you didn't decide to use the spray because you're like, "Oh my God, my makeup looks good." I'm like, "No, it really doesn't." So um, but I will bring that to like refresh my face on like a really hot day in the city. But I won't do that in the winter time. But I thought it was like a really interesting video because like you're not gonna like say that to like I'm not gonna say that to my coworkers. Like, my coworkers don't really wear makeup like I do, but they do like genuinely ask me like, "Oh, like that lip color is really pretty on you. What is that?" Or they'll say like, "Your makeup looks really pretty today." So I kind of want to do like a whole nother video just on that video that she posted, so I just wanted to mention it. I just thought it was funny. That's what she said, because it's like so weird to like. I feel like we're, like I said before, I feel like we're like our own cult, and like, you love makeup, but like you don't know um like how to approach people about it and like talk to them about it, because it's like they don't wear it, so like why would they care? So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought this was a really fun video to do. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. I love you guys. I'm gonna go because I'm so freaking tired. Please do this video yourself. I would love to see if you guys do this video, but I thought this was a really fun video to do. So bye guys, and go check out Spooky Lips and Fat Hips channel. Bye!